What's going on, everyone? Old School 8-Bit here to bring you my guide to getting the Pit of Heresy solo flawless done. Now, this is only on a Warlock, and I know that there's a lot of other videos out there, but for me, this is proven time and time again. This method never fails me, even with the bad RNG that can happen. I've been able to repeat this process 5 or 6 times, as well as in this video. Now I do want to make a quick mention that down in the wizard area you will see me slip and fall and then kind of cut to the video, kind of do a quick cut. At that point I did stop and come back in, but there was no need to record all the way back up to that point again, so I just cut back to when I got dropped back down in there and was able to finish. So it really does kind of point to one thing that I harp and talk about a lot is be very careful of your jumps when you're down in the wizard section, where you have to kill the 3 wizards, as well as kind of know your surroundings, make yourself aware of them, so in case you jump up, you don't hit like an overhang that's not in your current field of view. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to again thank you for checking out this video and kind of let you know as to why you will see a quick kind of cut in the video. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that this helps at least one person out there out. So good luck, Guardians. I wanted to create kind of my own guide for the solo flawless for the Pit of Heresy. I know that a lot of people out there kind of want to do it, but they feel like it's a very daunting task. Not gonna lie, it took me quite a while to kind of get a method down that I could kind of run at will and repeat it really without any issues. Kind of why I'm calling it the scientific method. The way I've done this, I know people have done it with all different classes. For me, I'm a Warlock main, so I spent the most time really figuring it out on Warlock. So I wanted to put this together and really kind of walk through everything step by step. And, hopefully that will help you. And even if only one person ever watches this video, then if it helps them, then hey, that's great. That's one more person who's got one of the better looking emblems in this game. So really, the kind of before we start, the biggest thing that took me a while is not only to kind of figure everything out, but also really around the duping. My hat's off to people who have done it. I guess I'll call it the legit way without duping. I cannot, and it took me a really long time to kind of get it down pat, and that really comes into what I call really the third encounter, where you have the totems, or the totem area. I spent a lot of time in that particular area over and over trying to figure out enemy movement and the duping, because it really comes into play not only in that room, but it's also helpful at the final boss fight as well. You don't necessarily have to do it at the final boss fight because it's not too bad, but it obviously helps. So kind of first thing, let's go over the gear that I found to be the best. Wither hold. I'll pretty much run this throughout, and same with the Recluse. I did put a minor spec on there because there's a lot of red bar enemies, and it just helps get them down a lot faster. I don't know if you have a hive spec, put that on, because that'll help with all a hive in here, regardless of if they're a boss, a red or a yellow barred enemy. And we'll kind of be switching between the Falling Guillotine and the 21% Delirium. This one will really only come into play kind of at the last fight, but so for the most part, the Witherhole, Recluse, and the Falling Guillotine will work. Now, I do have a God Roll Falling Guillotine. However, because the one from the Season Pass has that Whirlwind Blade, that's kind of the key. That's what you're looking for. So the one from the Season Pass should be just fine. On my helmet, I have minor resist, special ammo finder, and heavy ammo finder, just because I never really want to run out of either of those 2 types of ammo. And I did notice that putting these minor, major, and boss resist specs on really helped, especially in the totem area. I know I found myself dying quite a bit. As soon as I put these on, it helped extend my life quite a bit. Gloves, just enhanced grenade launcher loader. Really, you can put any mod on there. If you want to put a major or boss on there, it doesn't matter, different mod, it's fine. Major on here with some reserves. Now with the Warlock, I pretty much leave the transversive steps on. 100% of the time, just because I do a lot of running, and it really helps with the reloading. I know on the Witherhold, I do have the Catalyst, which basically is auto-loading holster, but especially towards the last boss fight when I'm rocking the 21% Delirium, these boots really come in handy. And then on here I have the Hive Barrier. You definitely want to have Hive Barrier. It's obviously not a necessity, but it obviously really helps. So, and we'll run Void Walker for the first area. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna run Dawnblade with Well. Pretty much the entire fight until the last, and then we'll switch to a Void Walker. You know, there are just some times that I panic, and it's nice to have that the Well to stand in to basically make yourself quasi-invincible. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, it's been a couple weeks since I've actually done this, so I am a little, my heart will probably start pounding a little bit when we get into Totem. Just because of the duping. I do play on controller. I know it's a little bit easier to dupe on mouse and keyboard, but I'm old, grew up on a controller. Controllers just feel more natural. So, and what I found was really when throughout playing this, the kind of this first encounter and the ogre room were seemed to be the most annoying. After that, it felt fun, and the time by went pretty fast. It's just that these first couple rooms always seemed to, or a couple fights just seemed to take like a while to do, and pretty boring in my opinion. I guess I'll stress at this part, be careful dropping down, because after several runs and just trying to get through fast, I'm not gonna lie, I did die a couple times there, just out of fatigue and tiredness and not really paying attention, just trying to go as fast as I could. When I come over here, just kind of walk off the ledge and be careful, because there is this little push out right there to the right that it has booped me off before. But coming up this way gives you a little bit of cover from these knights. Just kind of keep popping up and peppering the area with some of your shots. This is why that enhanced grenade launcher reloader kind of comes in play, because things like this, it's just nice to constantly have this as quick of a reload as possible. So we always have to come to this room first to kill this knight and get the symbols that we want to use. So just hit him with a wither hold, pull up your falling guillotine, let it run to you, and hit him with a whirlwind. There you go. Call these signs whatever you want. For me, that's division at the top, ice cream cone, and hamburger. Okay, so I believe hamburger's over here, down a little bit, yep, right there, and so is the division. The biggest thing for here is really just take your time. There's no need to rush. There's no time limit. There's always going to be a spot where you can kind of like hide and shoot your wither hold down and take care of the enemies one at a time. Also, the other thing you want to watch out is for those ogres. Oops. That's not good. See, this is what I was talking about with the well, just having a panic. Did not mean to drop down there, but you'll have that sometimes. But Witherhold is definitely OP for a lot of this area. Knights, meh. Again, Witherhold, pull out your falling guillotine, let them come towards you, and whirlwind blade them. That's really all there is to any of them. Actually, we'll pick up the relic here and go ahead and come fly over to the vision sign area. The sword is going to be one of your best friends because you can basically fly, which helps you get around quicker. And as I said, make sure you're taking out the ogres because that's about the quickest and easiest way to ruin your day. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like, there's always a way to attack. So instead of jumping down there, I'm just gonna kind of stand up here and just lob some witherhold shots. It's not gonna be perfect, you know, because it is a distance and with the angle and everything else. But just throwing some of them down there typically will pull the majority of the enemies out. Most of the time, not always, but they'll want to come out and see kind of what's going on. See if you can thread any needles. Any way you can get grenades down there. And you can, you know, when the ogre's down, not only from an IOQ, but you see Master of Arms as well. So that means somebody that you hit had a direct hit with your witherhold will be taken out. This is what I keep saying is, you know, just take your time. I could easily jump down there, but I just don't I don't see the point of it. Now, if I had a well, which I will here shortly, sure. Probably when I put this video up on YouTube, maybe I'll fast forward this part because, yeah, this is kind of boring. I get it. It really comes down to how badly you want the emblem or not. Okay, I know that there's still enemies down there, but they're not peeking, so we're going to come down just a little bit. I do have a rift, and I do almost have my, well. Okay, so I got my well, just in case I need it. Kind of always keep your head on a swivel, because you never know when more enemies are going to pop out from the back or the sides. Let's go find our knight. Looks like an acolyte. Oh, it's the knight. One witherhold, one whirlwind. What do we have first? We have the knight. So the knight, you just want to use your light attack. The only reason I'm using heavy here is just to jump and kind of clear some of these out. Keep in mind you can use your super when you sword on this knight, but outside that it's going to be just light attacks that will damage him. So I'm going to block. Let him swing. You can get about 2 in and then just keep blocking. If you get greedy and go for more, he will swing his sword and hit you. The only time you can get more than 2 is when you follow up the second one with a super, like that. Then it's right back to blocking. Alright, and there's 1 down. So now it's on to hamburger, and then ice cream cone. Ice cream cone is definitely on the other side of the map, so see it kind of way off in the distance over there. Which I actually like because there's a way that after you get all three down, there'll be a green light that shines up and you have to go to that door and come out, and there's a really good way coming from that side to stay hidden. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about with always trying to figure out how you want to approach. You see the hamburger there. Everybody, you can see them kind of moving off in the distance under there. And then you see all these little ledges that are jetting out from the left side. That's where we want to go. So we're going to come up one more elevator, and then we're going to go over to those sides. And then that will protect us from a lot of the boomers and everything else that are shooting up at us. Going to take our time. Okay, so see, now we are completely protected being up here. So now we just go back to raining down wither holds on them. I love seeing all those numbers pop up. It's a good hit. Oh, sorry, Mr. Ogre. Okay, just hang back, let Ogre die. There's no need to put yourself in danger. And here, just kind of hop up because, yep, like to hide out down there. And that looks like might be some more down there because usually they'll want to walk up here and try and shoot you. And yep, a couple more have come out. So I'm saying always be careful. Just because you don't see any on your radar, you think you've killed them all, doesn't mean that more can't pop out of the woodwork. Okay, there's our knight. That's good. See anybody else? Okay. The other thing about the wither hold is when you hit them like that, it's a direct hit, you always get about a second or two stun. So even if one spawns right on top of you, the wither hold will hurt you if you like fire in close proximity, but it's very minimal and it gives you time to escape. This looks like the witches. I don't see the Shrieker in the back. This is going to be the worst one. I don't believe blocking really helps too much, so you don't want to stand, you know, and kind of trade blow for blow. And sometimes with the witch, just because you do have to use your heavy attack, light attacks won't help at all. There are times that I do need to get a second sword. Not this time, but... and since I do want to fly, I probably could make it with 19, but just to be on the safe side, let's go get a fresh sword. Okay, you're going to see my screen kind of shake around here a little bit. I had a couple notifications pop up that aren't going away on their own. It's kind of blocking my view. Oh, there they go. Okay. So now we're just going to fly over here. You do want to be careful because if you see kind of those large, I guess I'll call them crown spikes that are sticking out of the top, if you go to the right of those, you can get out of bounds and you'll have like 5 seconds to try to readjust and get back in. So do be careful of that. This one you leave yourself a little bit more open, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad. They don't have great aim, and a lot of them will still come out right underneath where you're standing. So this is still a very safe area to be at. You can always crouch if you need to. You do want to try and stay out of the line of sight of the acolytes because they're like jackals in Halo 3 on Legendary. They are great at sniping you. Okay, I think that's everything. Now for this one, the knight, you do have to come down. You might need to look every once in a while to find out where the knight is, because it's not always going to be on the platform, but I believe that there should be an ogre down here as well somewhere on this bridge right here. Okay, now onto the easiest one. Just hold block. Anything the ogres are shooting at you with the Shrieker, while you're blocking, it will reflect it back to the Shrieker. Now the only thing is the ogres can still kill you if they do their hand stomp. So if there's ogres right around the door, which it looks like there is, I'll kind of run in and just jump and hold my block just to kind of get out of the range of their slam. Okay. Just kind of jump back over them. And that's the Shrieker. Okay, so see now there's the green light coming up that I was talking about. So for that, we're just going to come over here. And I believe for this one, as long as you stay up here, kind of where I'm at, right over here, the only thing that will be down there is a, what are they called, pit knight or pit boss or something, pit keeper. So the pit keeper will come out and say hello every time. Sometimes you need to let them know you're here, but from what I remember, they don't stay in the back. They normally want to come out, yep. And there's that ogre I was just talking about on the bridge, so we want to take that ogre out before we drop down. Okay, so now when we drop down, a lot of enemies are going to want to spawn. As long as we keep back to the right where I jump down, the majority of them will despawn because the pit keeper's already been cleared out. However, right down there, that doorway, several acolytes, and I believe maybe even a knight will come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot a wither hold down there. We're going to jump, like glide down, and by the time we get to the bottom, we should reload, and we'll put a second one right there on the ground to clear all of them that are coming out. So shoot one. There we go. Set second one, and then see all these over here. All of them will respawn, but I like to fire a wither hold down there just to try to kill some of them before they despawn, in case any of them want to drop any special for me. And look, yep, they do. I got some heavy and special, so that's good. Okay, so again, that I think is the most drawn out, boring part of the encounter. Okay, now as we are starting to move on to this next area, just kind of a caveat. You know, there's tons of maps and guides that show you where the knights are, where the ogres are, where you put them in, and things like that. I have yet to have the method that I'm going to show on this stream and the recording fail. I will preface by saying it does get annoying sometimes because some of the ogres, it takes a very, very long time for them to move. But if you're patient, again, this is kind of a marathon, at least for me. When I said, hey, I'm going to get this emblem, I don't care how long it takes. You know, just kind of keep that in mind. You know, do you want to do it fast or do you want to do it right? Kind of mentality. So we're going to sprint, switch to recluse, and we're going to come down the right side. We're going to skip the first one right there to the left and come into this one. Now, a lot of times the ogre will come, but you'll have plenty of time to get in this room. Just kind of hang back here and, you know, shoot your wither holds out. You know, kind of let it clean a lot of the trash in the room. There is a I'll call it a yellow bar knight. I don't remember their name exactly. That drops one of the orbs. I do not. What was that? Heretical knight. I will not pick up this orb. This is right. This is just kind of like landing phase for me. Okay. So here we're going to wait until the ogre is... Okay, you saw where the red was on the left, and then it went away. That's when you want to try to make your first move. If you turn the corner and he's right there again, just stop and wait for it to go away and come out and try again. You'll probably come around the corner, not a big deal. We're going right here. Come in, shoot a wither hold on the ground, stand in it, shoot another one over here, and just kind of keep your rotation up. And, you know, there's about, I think, 10 thrall or so that will spawn, and then that's it. So now you're kind of... You can take a break, take a drink of water, whatever you want to do. Even though you see a lot of red around you, you're safe right here. So, again, this is right where we came in, right there. Come up to this little first pool where you see a thrall come out, and you drop one. We're going to want to hug this right wall again. We'll kind of come as we're... So there's the entrance. You know, hug the wall. Come out here, even though it looks like, you know, there's some really close to you, they're not going to come as long as you hug that right wall. And there's no ogre. Well, the ogre's on the right. You can see it. I can hear it. He's coming. Okay, so we're just going to hang out here until he moves back to the right, and the red on the screen disappears. We're going to come out and take a sharp left. We're going to go down to the next room where there's going to be some more yellow bars, another heretical knight, and some more thrall. Um, for this, I guess theoretically he could go far enough left, but I've never seen it. So I always wait for him to come back and go to the right, and then when I can see that red bar disappear, that's when I make my move. And as far as RNG goes, this is probably the easiest ogre to deal with, because it does move quite a bit, whereas the other two will want to remain stationary for quite some time. Okay, so wanted to come back, but again, as you can see, it's not so bad. So now take this out, have your wither hold up, because as soon as you come down, you're going to want to fire it. Get into this room, clear out as much as you can, and drop a well. The Heretical Knight will, I believe, 100% of the time be on this side. But there are a lot of thrall and other stuff, so do whatever you need to take it out. And there still should be some more yellow bar acolytes over here somewhere. Maybe I killed them all, I don't know, but I don't think I did. So you do want to constantly pick up the ball and the orb and drop it, so that way it doesn't disappear. Okay, so now the first deposit. We're going to come back here, the way we came in. I don't see the ogre, so we're going to make our run for it. I do not dupe this one. But in case you get caught by the ogre, I'll try and wait for him to come, because you might be like, oh crap, it runs over. No, it's not. Come over here in this corner. All the way over, right up against his pedestal. And the ogre will come up, but from what I can tell, I've never seen him, in all my runs, I've never seen him go past this point. So if you see the ogre, don't try and rush it, don't panic. If that's where you slammed it, just run straight over here and stand behind this pillar. And wait. It could be 5 seconds, it could be a minute. I don't know, it's usually like 20 seconds or so, and see he's already leaving. And when he's fully disappeared off your screen, we're going to go right back in the room where we were just at. Right here. And we're going to come out the other side. Now this is where it gets interesting. You will, a lot of times, have an ogre right where I came out. It is annoying. He doesn't want to move. You just kind of got to wait your time out. Skip the first one on the left and come in the one closest to the door. As soon as you come in, get ready for a fight. Because they will be waiting for you. This little cubby, like right when you come in, like to the right, you can kind of stand here. If you have a well, that's great. That will offer you some protection. It's not full protection, but it will at least give you some. So you can drop a well if need be, but just kind of clear out this room. And don't forget to kind of keep picking up the orb from time to time. And one thing you do want to do is you do want to clear out these rooms first. Because we will be coming back through them. So pick up the orb, bring it with you. There should be some more thrall back here around the backside. Again, you can see kind of why Witherhold is almost a must. It's not a must, but it makes it a lot easier. But once you get duping down, I generally will dupe this one. But as you can see, he's back. And this one is usually the pain. Doesn't like to move very often. I'm getting extremely lucky the fact that he is wanting to move. But usually I have waited here for like 5 minutes before. So there's the dupe. And again, I'll show you, because sometimes you want him to come back, you just kind of jump right back up here into this corner. And even though he comes right there and you're like, oh my goodness, if he looks just a little bit to his right, I'm dead. True, but as long as you're in this back corner, right here where I showed you, he will eventually walk away, allowing you to kind of sprint back and drop right underneath, back into the room where we just came out of. Okay. Right there. Okay. Now, this next part, again, there's usually an ogre that will kind of stand, but he moves a little bit more. So now if you mess up on the dupe, I'll show you what you can do here. Just run straight out and drop down. You'll want to come around here. All the way around. Jump up here. Then you'll jump up on this ledge. Now when I jump up, you're going to see that right there? See that orange? Run in there, that one. What you can do is from down here, you just kind of jump up, shoot it, drop back down. The reason I don't like going in that one is usually right when you go in is where the Heretical Knight will be. And you've got to be really quick in taking him down because there's like 20 or 30 thrall that will spawn and you're in like this really narrow, tight hallway. What I have seen sometimes is the Heretical Knight will respawn even if you've killed him. And if you're in a well or something else, it gets tough. But after we have that, we just come back. Just run. That other ogre's not going to catch up to you. And we're just going to put it in here. Now, note, because I have died, even though the encounter's over right there, the ogres will still be hanging around for just a second. And you'll also notice that I'm hugging this wall. The reason for that is if you go too far out, you will start the next encounter. And this encounter is the absolute worst. I'll try and explain what my method is for this. Because once I start, it's going to be, I know my heart's going to start racing and I'm probably not going to do a very good job of being able to talk while I'm doing it. So these three knights on the left, or acolytes, sorry, I'll shoot, I'll jump over this rock right there. When I'm about over the rock, you'll see me shoot a Witherhold shot down onto them. I will immediately pull out my sword and hack away at the three acolytes on the right. The goal is going to be to get three acolytes on the right down before they go behind the rock or come down the stairs and move over further to the right. And then if there are any of these three acolytes left, take a swipe at them. As soon as you kind of clear this initial platform, kind of start standing under the totem because it'll be active, and immediately turn and face these stairs right there that you can see, because three acolytes will come down those stairs. So you want to try and get a Witherhold shot right there to take them out, because I believe all three are the boomers and they will just light you up with fire. After you shoot the Witherhold over there, you want to try and drop a Witherhold back up here, because some more of the acolytes will be coming down this way. Sometimes they'll try and come down the center. Sometimes they'll want to be a pain and come over here to the right. After you shoot your Witherhold shot up here, there's going to be acolytes over on this pedestal. You want to try and take them out as quickly as possible, because the Heretical Knight will be coming up this way. And you want to try and get the Heretical Knight down as low as possible. And all the acolytes have to be taken out over here, because by the time you leave the totem to come over and do a sword slash on the Heretical Knight, there could be more ads in the room, but you have a very limited time to get over, kill the knight, get the orb, and get back under the totem. And then from there, see, my heart's already starting to pound. I haven't even started it yet because this is the worst room. You want to try and get 2 ball deposits before you put your well down. And be very careful when you're learning the dupe because your first instinct is most likely going to be to pick up the orb as fast as you can. The problem with that is going to be if you pick up the orb too fast after you've duped it, it will just disappear in your hands. And at that point, for me, the run would be over. So you want to kind of give it like a couple seconds before you pick it back up to dupe it again. So, and the reason I say 2 is you should have enough time to get the ball, take it back, dupe it, run underneath the totem, pick the ball back up, slam and dupe it again before there are too many ads in the room. You'll also see me put down some witherhold shots in between the duping and slamming, and that's just because by the time you get to about the 3rd and 4th one, your pedestal is going to be overrun with thrall, and some of them are going to be the exploding thrall. And I don't care if you're in your well, if you get hit by like 2 of the exploding thrall at once, it's game over. So I know that's a lot to kind of take in, so we'll walk through it again, and then you'll physically see me do it. So place your banner, make sure that you have healing grenade, because you'll see me throw one before I go and take out the knight. Just make sure that you're all set up. Rally up. Now we're going to jump over the rock that's right in my rectangle right now. Witherhold the 3 on the acolytes on the left, sword the ones on the right. Clean that up. Turn around. Start again. Jump over the rock. Witherhold. Sword the knights on the right. Turn around and get under the totem. Turn around. Look at this staircase. Shoot a witherhold. And make sure that you get those acolytes down. Shoot one up in this direction, and then start working on the acolytes that are either at the base of the pedestal over there or on it, and then start working on the knight. Take the knight down, run back. You might need to stand under the totem just for a couple seconds, because it'll almost be fully charged, and if the totem gets fully charged, you wipe. Slam and dupe. Stand back under the totem, slam and dupe, put your well down, and then just start kind of peppering the ground with the witherholds while you're continuing to slam and dupe. So, here we go. Okay, you can see that there's several acolytes over here. This one at the base of the steps is annoying. If you need to, put a well down. It's not going to kill you. Okay, let's go try and take this knight down. Run back. Okay, you can see that the totem is almost fully charged, so just kind of run under it, come up, dupe, pick it up, come back, dupe, and then get your well down. And the suffering has ended. And you want to keep running around because everything will still be firing at you for a couple more seconds. Okay. Like I said, that's probably the worst part about this. And then from here, so the next area, it's not hard. It's a kind of a platform jumping area. There are the main goal is to take out 3 wizards, and the wizards have solar shields. It can be kind of a pain, but since I'm running a well, I typically will rely on trying to throw grenades to take down the shields. You could switch out weapons here if you wanted to, like if you had a bug and bag or some other type of AR or high capacity. Like when I say high capacity, like if you look at my recluse, I have 455 rounds. Some kind of weapon that was solar. That that could help. For me, I don't worry about it too much because I haven't found one of the wizards where I couldn't hide and kind of stay out of trouble, and just take my time and lob grenades and wither hold shots and recluse shots and things like that at it. Now also this area right here, you don't want to run too fast, otherwise you'll slip off. So I just kind of like creep forward and let myself just drop down. You might be getting here like, oh crap, what do I do? I just take it honestly one latch at a time. So even though it looks like it's really hard, I'm honestly just going to wait for the spike lock to pass, and I'm just going to drop, float, and hold to the side. So you'll see like, okay, it's safe to go. Just going to come over here and float. Okay, see? Safe. And then this next one, there's nothing, so you can just drop down, take your time. You don't want to come in hot because these are curved a little bit, as you can kind of see over there, and when this comes over. So if you come in hot and you land like right there, you will slide down and continue to fall. So again, I don't worry about the one that's going vertically up and down, that one right there. I'm only concerned about the horizontal one. Because I know if I stay either to the left or the right of the one that's coming up and down vertically, I don't have to worry about being hit by it. So again, you just wait till it passes, and I like to drop down the way it's going. It gives me a little bit more time. Like if I wanted to drop down this way, I have one coming towards me versus kind of jumping with it, and I get about another second. So I'm just going to drop down, take my time, and plop. Again, on this one, anytime you drop past one of the spike logs, you'll always have what I call a free jump. So even though it looks like there's one down there, this ledge is free to get down to. So again, kind of glide yourself in. Don't come in too hot. I'm going to jump or drop down, walk and drop off the way that the log is spinning. There we go. And then again, we're going to come over here. It's going to be 3 symbols: ice cream cone, cricket, and I just call that a marauder, I guess. I've done this enough times that I definitely know the ice cream cone is first up here to the left. And the cricket is all the way in the back on the right. Both of those are pretty easy, but I'm 99% sure I remember where the marauder is, but I'm going to switch over and just Google Pit of Heresy map really quickly, just to make sure. Again, there's plenty of maps that this up. Okay. So the Marauder one, it's one of the worst ones to get to, but if you take your time, it's not so bad. Okay. So we're going after the ice cream cone first. Now this part can look really daunting, but and I died a lot in here. I eventually got to the point that said, hey, I'm just going to come through. I'm going to put my time in. I'm going to learn where the easiest jumps were, because like when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, I need to jump to that one, then that one, and really take my time. And that actually ended up being more of a hindrance than anything. So we're actually going to just jump straight there. And again, you don't want to come in hot because you'll hit, you see like a lot of these cutouts and everything else. they will definitely boop you. And the more you play this, the better it will be. Like, you would think that, hey, I've got to jump there. You can, but then when you turn and make the jump back across the chasm, there's like really small ledges that you can jump on, so I just prefer to run around. And again, this just comes from me doing this a bunch of times. So if you take this guide and you do you get to this point and you have any of these, then you can kind of refer back to this guide as far as where I went. And this is what I'm talking about, like for this area being a little tricky. So before I would like try to jump there and then over there and then over there. But the problem you run into is, like, if I jump right now, I'm going to hit this and I'm going to go straight down there. So I want to just kind of come back to this ledge. Again, that's not going to hit you. And we're going to basically just run and glide straight through that point right there. Land on the other side. See, it's much easier. Jump over here, and always try and jump into a wall if you can, and float down slowly. So something to note, if you have the ice cream cone and you come here first, again, I've actually had pretty decent RNG for this part, because the two acolytes are standing right there. A lot of times they're not. They're hanging right around the corner. Just kind of come out, be patient, and eventually they will step around that corner and you can take them out. We're going to pull out a Wither Horde because we jump up here down this hallway. There's going to be a knight. He might be down. He might be up on the steps. But there's definitely going to be more acolytes. So be prepared to drop a rift or a well if you need to. Just kind of like strafe, left to right. Put your Wither Holds down. Push forward. I'll take one more shot. I don't want to waste too many Wither Holds, so if this takes them out, fine. If not, I'll just recluse them. Usually this knight's pretty scared. Sketchy. Not sketchy, but he doesn't like to fight. He might be close to retirement or something, but interesting. And obviously over there's the wizard. So now, like I said, pretty much every wizard fight there's always a spot to hide. So see here, I can hide behind this cover right here. I could come down this hallway and hide behind the rock. But usually I'll step out and I'll try and shoot one or two Wither Hold because he'll normally have an escort, and try and take the escort down as much as I can. So then it's just kind of one-on-one with the knight. Makes it a lot easier. Or I'm sorry, wizard, not knight. Now it's just a game of cat and mouse. And be careful. I actually have slipped off and fallen right there before. Is what I was saying. You can come down here too, and the wizard might come out a little bit, but you can go down further. There we go, that's a good hit. Now that will not take his shield down all the way, but it will at least hurt him. And then you can kind of step out and be just a little bit more aggressive. Ah, missed. I would have thought that one would have hit. There we go. Try and pepper it with some recluse just to help take that shield down just a little bit. Alright, there's one down. Again, I'm not going to be able to stress this enough, but be very, very, very careful about where you jump. Because again, I have tripped on those. I have fallen. Okay, and again, just because I come this way, there are definitely many different ways you can go. This is just the way that I did the most and I feel the most comfortable with. So when you get to this area, if you had all three the same that I did, cool. If not, spend some time. It would almost be worth dying in this area just so you could explore like I did. But obviously, you know, the goal isn't for you to die, to get it flawless. So scratch that. Just go for it. Use the map and figure it out. But if you do die, then take your time. And don't just get mad and go back to orbit and restart. Like, really spend a little bit of time in this area and learn the different platforms. So there is a wall here, so we can just kind of jump up, straight into the wall. Drop down. Always kind of hug the wall, kind of come around the corner. I'm going to jump straight over there. I'm going to jump straight over here. Hey, what's going on, Big Mo? I won't, but I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I need to get the bit notification, top bit donor up there. Get your name back up on the board. So for this part, if you do have one of the symbols, kind of looks like, I know I usually call it Mad Max. It kind of looks like the Marauder, but it will have another dash at the bottom left and the bottom right corner diagonal. That's going to be basically right past this wall. And at first I felt like every time I came down here, I just got myself stuck. Like, shoot, what can I do? Because the wizard will be right over there on that ledge. And if you go too far, he'll start pelting you and there's nothing you can do. If you try and run down here, you'll have, an acolyte or two right here that will be sniping at you. So even though there's no wizard over here, regardless, I always come this way if I have the ice cream cone sign. I'll show you what you do. Jump over here to this ledge. Hug the wall, because it's you don't have a lot of space. Pull out your sword, and you can jump out and around this pillar and land on the other side. So, out, around, hug the wall, and drop down. Now, sometimes straight ahead there will be another acolyte. If there is, and again, there will only be an acolyte here if you have the wizard off to the left as well, and you're coming this way from ice cream cone. Just pull out the recluse or whatever weapon you have and shoot him down. Drop a rift if you need to. We're just going to jump straight over here. Again, we're going to pull out the sword just so we have a kind of a third-person view. We're going to go out and around this pillar as well. Float down. Now, again, if there is the wizard back over there, and you get to this point, you think, great, what can I do? Because you're going to see a nice big red enemy indicator on your radar. Come around this corner, and you can, in fact, walk out on this ledge. You might not think you can, but just, you know, very slowly, just kind of pop out, and you're gonna want to walk around and start shooting because it'll be right here. And you have to be quick because you kill this one, and the convoy and the wizard at that point will see you and start shooting. So you want to kill this one, jump over here, stand behind, use this as a blocker, but there will be another acolyte right here, so you're going to want to take that out. And then it'll be the same thing. You just use this for cover, and you know, lob your grenade, wither hold. This one's a little bit easier because you're on the same level. It's kind of a straight shot. So now we're going on to the cricket symbol, because that one I actually do have. And if you forget, you know, this is the exit, you can see, hey, okay, I've got a cricket and the marauder. And just for one more visual, the visual for if there was a wizard over there, it looks very similar to that symbol, except it has a diagonal little line right there on the bottom left, and then another one on the bottom right. So again, you don't see me like jumping and going crazy. It's really just taking my time. On this one, you can just, this one I feel a little bit more comfortable just jumping straight across, because this is a flat edge right there. On the way back, you can kind of make out that it's a little bit of jagged edges. So right where that lantern is, that's the safe spot to jump on the way back. For this, we're just going to make our way around, and there will be enemies, as you can tell, on the radar right away. This is one of the few fights that's a pretty up and close and personal fight. So remember, you don't panic. You don't have a lot of wiggle room, because it is easy to fall off. I've done it many times. You know, just take your time. You know, if you need to put down a well or something, put the well down. Now we're going to jump straight over here. And I'll go ahead and put a well down just because. Probably didn't need to, but you know what? Why not? It's always better to be safe than sorry, because right around this corner is where your friend the wizard and more of the convoy is. Why am I not hitting you guys? No, I was shooting too high. Okay. Now, since you probably saw quick glimpses of the wizard right there, I'm just going to throw my solar grenade on it right away and back up. Right here, you do have a decent amount of space to play with, so throw that. Try and get a wither hold if you can. And then just kind of back up. I don't believe the wizard will ever really come past where it did. If it does, you have this area that you can run back to and hide, or you could actually run down there and hide behind one of those pillars. Buddy. All right. It's two of them down. And no special up there, okay. This is one of the jumps I hate the most. I probably could make it over there, but for whatever reason I'm always too scared, so I just kind of want to jump straight up and then just float forward just a little bit and land here. And then after that goes past, then I'll kind of do the same thing, almost jump straight up. I don't get a running jump for this one. I want to be able to control my glide a little bit more. And same with this one, not running, just kind of jumping straight up and gliding over. one more time. Out here, jump back to this platform. Kind of look up, make sure that there's nothing over me. Because just because you don't see it in your field of view doesn't mean there's not like a little ledge or something to boop you out. And again, none of these jumps are too terrible as long as you kind of like take your time. And go at a kind of a slow and steady pace. Come on, Mo. You know better than that. You see the stream's titled Warlock. Ooh, wow. That's what I'm talking about right there. See? That's why you got to be careful. And now you got to start this encounter all over again. Okay, it looks like all the same. This pass. Jump over. You always kind of know you're going right way as you start to see enemies on the screen. Okay, now that the wizard's down, give it a second and the rest of the convoy should despawn. Despawn. Oh, okay, well it's not down. Now it'll die. And I'll leave that one up in the back alive, just so you can see that one despawn. Go. Biggest thing for me right now is special ammo, and I'm not seeing it. So that's not good. Let's go ahead and try and make this jump. Gonna be coming in hot. Whew. Luckily that was a smooth edge. If that was a jagged edge, it probably would have dropped me off. Actually, Black Spindle might not be a or Whisper, Destiny 1 term. Might not be bad to have here. I take down the wizards pretty quickly. Just kind of thought of that, but too late to switch. Jeez. So give me a little bit of a break there, buddy. Alright, that should be enough for the wizard. Okay, which symbol do we have left? Okay, that one looks like it's right. Actually, down this way. Here. This is probably my least favorite one to go after. If we're being honest. Snipey. Pull out the sword, because there's an acolyte right on the other side of this, so this way you can jump out and around with a little bit easier view. Try to remember the easiest way to get to this one. Is no. I could come around the backside. I feel like I've done this way before, but when I left, I couldn't figure out remember where to jump because of these kind of chains and stuff that are staying down from them. So we're gonna go back this way. Out and around. Now, one of these days, I would like to spend more time in here because I know that there is a way like to get up and kind of go over the top a lot of this stuff, but I've just never really invested the time in learning that. I've always just kind of done things slow and steady. Oh, this is not a good spot to be in. Gotta get behind this rock. Not really sure why I wasted a wither hold there, but I did. That was close. That was close. Kind of wait for the timing here for... I want to try and time it when that light comes back and that pillar is close to being up. Okay. Take time, just glide down. Try and come up here so that thing doesn't boop you off, because it can. All right. And now onto the final fight. And again, this is where some of your duping skills will come into play. Now, before you rally to the flag, probably should have done this so I wasn't going too fast. But I will switch to 21% delirium for ad control, and switch to Void Walker because I have the Oppressive Darkness mod on. I have seen some people at this part, you could either do Vortex Grenade or Axiom Bolt. I like Axiom Bolt just because in case I throw it just a little bit off, and the Vortex Grenade, he doesn't stand in it, the Axiom Bolts will seek him out and start taking his health down. I've also seen, and again, what I'm about to show you is the safest way. You absolutely can stay unwell, keep your sword out. When you get to the DPS phase, just go in and go ham on him. The reason I switched to Void is because there were too many times where I would get kind of cornered in when the exploding thralls start coming towards me, and I couldn't get away. And I would get blown up, or I would try and get away as he was swinging a sword, and he would either be off a ledge, or as soon as I got out of the well, the fire that he would sometimes shoot would pick me off. So this fight this way does take a little while, but it is the safest way to do it. So again, Void Walker with Axiom Bolt. Make sure that you have the Oppressive Darkness mod on, 20% delirium, and we'll just keep recluse. And again, duping here is going to be your friend. So I always start off, I run to the right, shoot this knight with the Wither Hold to stagger him, pull out my sword. Oh, they don't have a sword, that's right. Hit him with a second that, and then just start running around with 21% delirium. Because the biggest thing you want to do is clear this area out. Try and take down 2 of the knights, but leave the third one. I believe if you shoot and kill the third one, they all come back, versus if you just take down 2, then you only have 1 roaming around. And the reason I don't really, and this is again where transversive steps really comes into play, because you won't see me really stop very often, and the reason for that is I've had a lot of bad RNG with him swinging a sword at me. And when that happens, it's very easy to get booped off, and the transversive steps, allow you to continue running in circles. Okay, that knight's down. Got the audio cue and the Master of Arms. I believe there's still 1 acolyte that is alive that we need to take care of. I said acolyte knight, I meant just acolyte. There he is. Okay. Now we're going to come up and after the Shrieker. You want to, as soon as you get up here, kind of run back over here to the left side, because it is safe. And as soon as it goes down, just start taking these out. You can block it, but not only take these out so they're not shooting at you, but they also will typically drop the ammo, especially with the special and heavy ammo finders on. So I'm going to pick this up, and just to kind of give you a point of reference, you know, there's the crystal. I always come out this side and jump over to this platform. And where the boss is, I try and deposit and dupe there first. And as soon as you do that, you're going to have Thrall that want to come out. So this is where at times just lay down a wither hold, kind of like stand for a second. If the boss isn't around you, let the Thrall come to you and just die. And keep running. Okay, so the boss is over there. I always try and deposit wherever I am the furthest from the boss, because as soon as you deposit, flames will come up on the last spot, as well as I want to get behind a pedestal because he will be shooting fire at you as well. So again, we're just going to keep running. More Thrall are spawning. I'm not going to stop here because the boss is right there. I'm going to come over to a little bit more safe area. That killed that knight, so hopefully we don't get more of that spawn. Okay, I'm gonna keep running, see if I can't get these Thrall to come with me. Nope. There's one knight. Hopefully only that one spawns. Okay, that should be all of them. We're going to deposit on this one. And it's go time. So run in here, get that charged up, throw it. As soon as you see it hit, throw your Nova and hide. Because now you have exploding, you can see him, exploding Thrall coming out. And you want to try and keep... Back to running, sorry. You want to try and keep him behind your pillar. The pillar between you and him so he can't hit you with those fireballs. But the 21% delirium helps a lot here because of the exploding Thrall. Here, you know, you can kind of run back in, take another quick pot shot at him, but then just get out and just keep running. And I hate running this way for whatever reason, so I'm going to turn back around. It's okay if one exploding Thrall hits you, it's not going to kill you, especially with that high barrier on. And here I'll just keep running around circles until I know all the exploding Thrall are dead. You saw it took maybe, I don't know, 15% of the boss's health off. It's not bad. But you can kind of start to see why it takes a while. I don't see any more exploding Thralls, so we can start working on the knights. Wait a minute. I think I saw one back over here. Okay, I think there's only one knight. No, there's still two knights. That one's almost dead. We'll pick him up on the backside. Come back around. Again, jump up here, come to the left. As soon as it goes down, just start doing your heavy attack to clear this area out. And again, there's the crystal. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to run around until... Oh, this one's pretty close to him because he's moving. So we'll deposit there. Excuse me, Mr. Knight. More Thrall will spawn. It's kind of a safe, little safe area over here. Try and pull as many as we can. There's a Mr. Knight here. Let us hit him. Yes. Oh, he fell off. That means he's coming back. This one's right now is going to be the safe one to deposit at, that one. So I'm going to save that one for last. Again, back to running. Transversive steps. Okay. Just one couple thralls still in here. We can take them out right here. Just plaster the ground with it. And now we're back to DPS time. You notice my super's full again, so we're going to drop, we're going to run straight in, get behind the pillar, throw the Axiom bolts, let it hit. There, you can see that fire hitting me. That's what you want to avoid. It hurts. Okay, surging with darkness. We can get another free couple hits on him. And get out. Don't want to spend... In fact, that was a little bit too much time that I was spending in there. I shouldn't have gone for the 21% delirium hits. That was a mistake. Oh, there's a lot of exploding thralls still. Did I get all of them? Nope, there's still some thrall out. Right, scratching my back. That's what I'm saying, don't get greedy. Like, I could have probably stopped to take down that thrall, but who knows if I would have bounced off the thrall and then into the knight and then been stuck. Use the wither hold, you know, to your aid, because it will always stagger them. You know, if you get a direct hit. If it's just on the ground and they walk through, that's not going to do anything. Okay, we'll pick the sword up. I think there's still a thrall out. We'll have to, yep, I'll have to take care of him when we come back. Oops. Okay, come back out. Jump over. Now the best thing that can happen with that exploding thrall is while I'm running around, he will come up close to me and explode as I'm running past him. I don't know if that one thrall exploded or not, so we're going to take another pass. Deposit here while we're doing it. Oh, there he is. Get a little close to him. There he goes. Let him explode. Just keep running. Just keep moving as much as you can. Okay, so that's all of them, I believe. Again, we're going to deposit and run, because that flame's coming. Square them up. Stay out of the flames. I need to get out. If I can make it all the way back around, I'll go in, but so if you're standing in there when he's done surging, it will kill you. So it's not worth it. I can still hear exploding thrall. I can't see him with the runny yet. There's one right there real quick. Oof, that hurt. Oh, that's close. Should have just kept running. That's what I'm saying, like, RNG can be really bad here. Especially if you get tired of running around. Because, I mean, that's what, 3 times, and we've just taken over about half of his health. You know, at this point, you're probably getting bored, like, oh my goodness, I just want this to be over. Okay, that should be all the exploding thrall. Okay. So now I know that 2 of them are down. As soon as I see the sword, pick it up and rinse and repeat. Jump, start blocking. And the reason I try to get over here as quickly as I do is because the boss can shoot you in the back with fire, and I don't believe that you can block it. So you want to get up there and get out of the boss's view as quickly as possible. And I don't believe I've even come close to running out of ammo yet. As we jump down. He's over here. Okay, we'll try and deposit right next to him. Okay. But by this point, if you're still watching, I mean, come on, you've got the idea. And you can see how this would work. So now that everything's down, and we're the furthest away, we're gonna slam and go on in. As you notice, I always try to keep this last one to where I've got at least a little bit of the crystal in between us. Okay, now get the heck out of dodge. That was actually a really good DPS round. Started to get a little bit more ballsy than what I like to be, but... Ooh, you can see a little bit of a cluster buildup right there. Try and get close enough to let him explode without shooting. There's at least one still out there. Try to get close enough without him shooting. Try to get close enough that you can continue to run past when the explosion happens, so you take little to no damage. Looks like there's still one, if not two, out here. Maybe more than that. So it looks like we have to do this 2 more times. That should be enough DPS to take the boss down. All right. Okay. Well, I'm surprised there's still a thrall out. And sorry for the little stutter there. A few minutes ago, I came in to ask a quick question. Kind of scared me a little bit and threw me for it. Whoa. To have that one back. We're just going to take it and go. There's a guy still out here. I probably could have just jumped, but it's at this point it's a force of habit. So he's over there, so this one will be okay to do. Oh, I tried to pick it up too quickly. That's what I said can happen earlier, so we're gonna have to clear the ads out and then go after the knight. Okay. Audio cue tells me that I got both of them down. That's not a big enough sorting. It's like 60. Might have to take down another knight just to get a fresh blade. There he is. I hate doing this, but don't have a choice. Gotta run in here and get that. Okay, now for this. Come around. Okay, now we're safe. And this knight acts just as it did in the first one, where you can only use the light attacks to take it down. But a super attack will do damage. Two strikes, then block. Any more than that, you're taking a hit. Just keep that in mind. Okay. I always try and look at the crystal and jump off the platform right out to the right. Don't ask me why. In my brain, it just makes sense. And unfortunately, oh, okay, I can still dupe. Thought that I lost the ball on the second one. But that actually makes me a little happy because I didn't want to have to go in right there, right by him. So now I can put this one in. And the last one can go right there. So we've cleared out all the thrall. Just throw a die. That should be good. So deposit and run straight in. Should not have my back turned like this. See? See? Getting greedy and I'm not being smart. Okay, so we are gonna have to take one more. Probably could have pushed it and got through it, but you know, what's the point at the end of the day? You know, you've come this far. Would it really be worth taking that hit or taking that chance just so you didn't have to do all this one more time? I say no. By now your heart might start beating kind of fast because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so close. Just breathe. Take your time. Absolutely no need to rush it. That's bad. I gave myself a clear open shot to boss. Okay, that knight will go down. Broke my ankles. And we're gonna go up. And you want to try and attack like as soon as it goes down, because it's like you get a half a second of where they're almost blinded, or that kind of pushes them back just a little bit. Otherwise, if you let your guard up, it's possible they could all fire at you at the same time, and you wouldn't want that. Okay, get my bearings. You know, and also stay calm. If you go to dupe and you mess it up for this part, it's not the end of the world, at least here. In the other area with the totem, yeah, because I am not skilled enough to do it without duping. By now, you're probably just going to want to say, "Oh, I'm just going to go straight in and take him out." No, just stick with what's been working. You know, get the thrall down. Just keep running. Make sure that the interior is clear, because the last thing you would want is to go to throw your Nova Bomb and have a thrall be right there and step in front of you, and the explosion of that will take you away. So one more circle, it looks clean. Should do it right here. Except he's right there. That's not good. Let's see if we can't bait him over here a little bit more. Because again, as soon as we go in, he's going to want to ignite that with flames and start shooting at us. So let's try and pull him here a little bit. I might have to deposit and just keep going, especially with that witch hitting there. Wizard, whatever they are. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know if you can see enough. Some post about buying followers and everything else. Yeah, we're not doing that. So I don't know why you're spamming that, but it looks like we're just going to have to go in. But we are going to turn around and run back this way, so we can put some distance between us and him. Because this Nova Bomb should do the trick. Boom. There you have it. So hopefully this guide helps you. If you follow it, and kind of do as I said, then you should be good. So appreciate you watching, and y'all have a good night. Cheers.